The last thing I want to show you right now is how the particle engine works, or more precisely the singularity engine. So we've made a little room for it. The engine itself will be housed in this 3x3x3 room, with the controls being on the second level. This is our particle accelerator, and that's the computer that's gonna control the whole process. Now down here we have the generator itself, and we have the shield generators. The shield generators in Space Station, the original shield generators, generated a two-dimensional field. When transitioning to 3D, that wouldn't make very much sense, so we found a new kind of way to generate the shield that I'll demonstrate in a bit. The singularity generator itself never received much love in the original game. Around here we're gonna base a GIF where the circles spin with each other and generate the singularity up there. The pole itself is supposed to extend. Sadly, the animation is not yet in the game and not finished enough, or rather it is finished, but it's very subpar, so we haven't coded it in yet, and it's not important to demonstrate how it's supposed to work. So the most important aspect of engineering right here is precisely computers. The reason is because computers are supposed to be an universal system that's designed to work with many things. It's a system we can expand upon. Computers will be command line based for now, and optionally they will have a guide later. But for now you type commands like shut down, for instance, and there it is, and the computer runs the command you type in. So most computers you'll start by booting up, and you can type help to see some commands they have. Some of them are implemented, some of them aren't yet. The computers will have a network based off of parents, and each parent can communicate with each child, and so on and so on. So the chief engineer can control all engineering computers and the like. This will open many doors in the future for things like hacking and stuff like that for now are not in the game. The most important bit right now is the peripheral system. The peripheral system is what allows us to turn a generic computer into a powerful controller. Right now we have 6 peripherals: the 4 shields, the generator, and the particle accelerator. To control them, to assign a peripheral, you use a multi-tool like the ones I have in my hands right now. They have already been assigned before this demonstration for a matter of simplicity, as can be demonstrated by typing list vary. I get a list of all the peripherals that have been connected to this computer. Now, one thing very important is that we have one program to control all of these peripherals. If I'm not mistaken, it's run a simple program and sing engine. There it is. Now when you type help, you get a different set of commands to control the singularity engine. The most important for now is the status. It gives you the way the singularity engine is right now. There is no power in the particle accelerator, the shield is offline, it has 0 strength, and the singularity just stays 0. So the first thing you do usually is to turn on the shields. The shields are turned on with the shields on command, but rather than inputting it right now, I'm gonna ask my brother to do it. Well, I'll show you what the shield generators do. So the shield generators start by raising up, and they spawn a dodecahedron shield in the mid that spins around. The dodecahedron is supposed to get more opaque the stronger it is, so you can kinda gauge how fragile the shield is getting or not. The singularity will damage the shield if it gets too strong, and if the shield breaks down, the singularity will escape. For now, since the shield are already up, we have the security measures to prevent that. So we get to the next step, and the next step will be to turn on the particle accelerator itself. Go ahead. The particle accelerator, as everyone knows from the original game, is supposed to fire the energy particles into the singularity to feed it, kinda. The singularity takes those particles and then turns it into radiation. Right now the particle is a very simple model. It's just made to send the data we have one to the singularity, specifically the energy level associated with it. The energy level is configured in the computer and then is reflected onto the singularity. The final step, since we can already feed the singularity and contain it, is to spawn the singularity itself. Fire it up. So here the singularity will start, hopefully. Most of the particles you see will be green and red and yellow because they are low energy particles. The singularity will get more energy as it goes on, and we get more blue and white particles. The color obeys some of the laws of the spectrum, which is blue and violet and generally white itself being more having more power associated with it. You can kind of gauge how strong the singularity is by looking at the colors of the particles in there. The singularity itself is there, but it hasn't yet started. What you see is the initial effects of the singularity. So this kind of takes a while, so I'm gonna try and speed it up by going up here, finding our singularity. There it is. Now the singularity is controlled with a bunch of variables, and the singularity is fed fuel each time one of the particles hits it, and the singularity starts consuming the fuel it has absorbed over time. After it reaches a certain point, the singularity will transition to a new state. The singularity is at stage 1, so now we're gonna take a look, and the singularity has expanded, and I think it ate the generator. But it's okay, the singularity is contained. You can kinda see the black border it generates up there. The singularity is absolutely no danger to anyone while it's contained within the shield. Still, it's not something you want to get here. We got more higher energy particles in the mid, as evidenced by the violet and the blue purple particles, and less energy particles in the outer layers, as evidenced by orange, red and yellow. For now, since Atmos hasn't been fully okay, oh fuck. Okay, yeah, turn off the shields. Let's take a look. Since Atmos hasn't been fully developed, we don't have radiation yet, so the radiation collectors are just pretty models we have still sitting here. But the way the singularity will operate is that it generates radiation in the room it's in. That radiation can leak to adjacent rooms, but that's not something you really want. What you want is the radiation collectors collecting the radiation itself and generating electricity out of that. For now, let's give it a test and turn off the shields and see what happens. I guess I'll try to escape first, because our singularity is kinda mean when it comes to eating the station. The old singularity that we have in the traditional game just kinda wanders around unless there's a beacon. Here the singularity will purposely try to eat everything, as in every time it touches something it goes in the direction of what it just ate. Typically that means the rest of the station, so it keeps going on and eats a large chunk of the station. Let's see what You can see the shield is getting a bit more transparent, so the singularity is starting to affect it. You can actually see that from here. As in, if we get the singularity shield, we see that the power of the shield is lowering down quite fast. So I'm gonna purposely break it now. Okay, the singularity is loose, and as soon as it's loose, it gets time to get out. It's time to get out. And we have no power to get out. Okay, it's okay, the singularity doesn't hit us yet, because no life and much of humans haven't been simulated yet. I think that's just kind of... and that's what the singularity sort of looks like for now. And it hasn't even yet reached its max level, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's at level 3, yeah. It should grow a bit more now. Is there anything I need to... oh, there it is, now it's stage 4. Now it's good. So I hope you like watching like 2 weeks of our work and by the singularity. I think it was worth it. Yay, I guess. See you next video.